All right, with that, let's shift our focus now to the UK. The United Kingdom has turned the page on yet another Prime Minister. With Andy Burnham's entry at the 10 Downing Street, curtains have officially fallen for Keir Starmer's leadership. Larry the Cat, Chief Mouser of 10 Downing Street, has now outlasted 6 Prime Ministers. Remember, Keir Starmer gave his final speech as UK's Prime Minister today before tendering his resignation to the British monarch, King Charles III. He said Britain is now stronger and fairer than it was 2 years ago.
My work is done. In 6.5 years, I took our party from a historic defeat in 2019, changed it so it was fit to face the country, and won a landslide general election victory in 2024. Since then, it has been the privilege of my life to serve you and this great country as Prime Minister. And I am confident that Britain is now stronger and fairer than it was 2 years ago.
Following his speech, Starmer's motorcard moved to the Buckingham Palace, royal residence and the administrative headquarters of the monarch of the United Kingdom. Andy Burnham also arrived at the Buckingham Palace, where he met with King Charles, who invited him to become UK's 7th Prime Minister in a decade. Following this, Burnham moved to the 10 Downing Street, where he was welcomed by supporters and family members. He also made his first address as UK's Prime Minister and promised a new governance and economic model.
We will make this moment a circuit breaker for Britain, bringing forward the biggest changes in the last 40 years. A new political model and a new economic model.
Andy Burnham, who's earned the nickname of King of the North, will seek to stop over a decade-long revolving door of the British prime ministerialship. He's promised to rewire the nation and focus on people-centric issues. As part of this change, he has promised to establish a prime ministerial outpost in Manchester. He calls it Northern Number 10. It's aimed to move some of the political apparatus away from the capital. Remember, there are multiple challenges already awaiting him: cost of living, affordable healthcare, economy and defence spending. He's promised that he will stick Labour Party's 2024 manifesto. He will stick to it and will not raise income tax rates. Burnham has been working to finalise his cabinet appointments as well, but he's kept the names close to his chest. The new UK Prime Minister is now likely to spend his first week shaping up his cabinet. Britain has been marred by political instability since Brexit. Starting from David Cameron, he secured a re-election but ended up on the losing side of the Brexit vote. Cameron stepped down 20 days after Brexit referendum. Then came Theresa May, another Conservative leader who lasted in the office for 3 years, 11 days. She resigned midway. And Brexit figurehead Boris Johnson became the new British Prime Minister. Johnson secured a landslide victory in 2019 elections. After him, Liz Truss became the British Prime Minister in 2022. She was followed by Rishi Sunak, who ended the term that began with Boris Johnson's victory. Labour Party came to power in 2024 and Keir Starmer secured a landslide victory. Starmer's popularity went down. The party faced a major loss in the by-elections. Keir Starmer resigned under pressure, making way for Andy Burnham now. And joining us live from London is our correspondent, Ollie Barrett. He's getting us all that has been happening. Ollie, a new day, a new person at the helm of affairs for UK. New person means new energy, new hopes. Andy Burnham has said, beg your pardon, he's now Prime Minister Andy Burnham. He said that he wants this moment to be a circuit breaker. How difficult or easy it is going to be for Prime Minister Burnham to break the circuit?
It's going to be very difficult indeed, Shreya, and that's exactly why we've seen 7 UK Prime Ministers now in a little over a decade here in the UK, because they've all, when they've got through that famous black door, found it very difficult indeed to deliver the change that they felt was necessary and that they promised the electorate. All sorts of challenges facing Andy Burnham now. He has declared that the first thing he's going to do is get his officials to end rough sleeping and tackle homelessness. He says that's the first thing he's getting down to doing today. Tomorrow, on Tuesday, he says he'll set out ways in which he can ease cost of living fears and concerns, and costs indeed for many British families and individuals. And he'll tell us, crucially, he says, how he's going to pay for that. And he also says later in the year he'll set out what he calls a 10-year master plan for Britain. Now, his critics say that the Labour Party he leads now has delivered chaos to the UK. It's delivered the instability that he now says he's going to try and solve. His critics also say he's avoiding scrutiny because the House of Commons behind me is on recess now until September, so he won't be facing, as Prime Minister, any questions, difficult questions from MPs in the chamber behind me for many weeks now. But Andy Burnham trying in that speech outside Downing Street to inject some hope, some optimism, some positivity, not just into his message, but in his vision for the UK in the months and years ahead. He and those around him feel that that was sorely lacking when Keir Starmer came to power.
All right, Ollie, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for getting us the latest and, of course, giving us a perspective of how the next few weeks and months look for Prime Minister Burnham. Thanks very much for joining us at the moment.